For the wives of Hollywood's top plastic surgeons.
Yeah, but even the shape of your face has changed.
No, it has not. I've had no plastic surgery on my face.
When I was younger and when I was in school, people would make fun of my freckles, so I always wanted to find out how I could use foundation and how I could cover them up and what makeup was good for that.
Yay!
What time is it?
10:56.
And how many seconds?
23.
You need to make me look natural. I want just a little bit of definition, and it just got bigger and bigger, and I sort of got addicted to the lip filler.
It is very different.
I was only on one facelift then.
And where are we at now?
4.
Alrighty, so are we entering the undetectable era of plastic surgery? If you've stopped and wondered if there seems to be more celebrities who don't look like they've aged, but who also don't bear any obvious signs of filler or other cosmetic procedures, you're not alone. A lot of folks have picked up on the phenomenon as well, and apparently it's the dawn of a new era. So let's get into it. Lindsay Lohan has been flooring fans with her glowing and youthful new face at recent public appearances, after taking a couple of years away from Hollywood. And now, a lot of folks are wondering, what did she get done? Well, enter Dr. Johnny Betteridge, an aesthetics doctor, and he claims that the star could have spent up to $300,000 in plastic surgery procedures to achieve this look. So Betteridge, if you're wondering his credentials, is the founder of the London-based clinic JB Aesthetics. He has a background in emergency medicine, intensive care, and aesthetics. And he shared a video listing all the cosmetic tweaks he believes the actress has undergone. So if we're gonna go through the list of the things that the Parent Trap star has had, we got a facelift, an upper eyelid surgery, a nose job, and a surgical brow lift. So he thinks she had some degree of surgical facelift, and it was likely done via an endoscopic approach, so it was minimally invasive. She had Botox, lip lift, lip fillers, veneers, and he was analyzing her skin in her latest photos, and he came to the conclusion that she had laser resurfacing and also a dermatologist-led skincare routine. So apparently if you combine the cost of everything, it's in the range of $200,000 to $300,000, and a lot of fans agreed in the comments saying, I think it's fantastic surgical work, she should absolutely promote her surgeon. Somebody else said she looks amazing, I wish I had $300,000. She does look amazing. Now, when you look at her face and you think about how Lindsay Lohan looked in The Parent Trap, poor thing apparently really disliked her freckles during her younger years, and now people think that one of those procedures erased her freckles. So in contrast to everything I've said today, official reports do say that she's used no plastic surgery to achieve this new look. She's giving credit to a lifestyle change, a great glam squad, but I think we all know better. She's saying that her appearance is just due to her healthy lifestyle. Which, hey, look, if you don't do substances and you eat really well like she said she does, and she loves to do cleanses, then sure, that explains why she would be glowing. The statement says she's constantly getting facials and other natural beauty procedures, she's doing Pilates, she's, in the best shape she's ever been, and I'm not saying that is wrong, but I'm saying I think it's all of that and also $300K on a brand new face. But hey, if you can afford it, get it. Now, speaking of new faces, pop superstar Christina Aguilera has been open in the past about her love for Botox, while maintaining an air of subtlety in her look. But if you've looked at her in the last 6 months, it's a little more drastic than just Botox, especially when she's looking like her genie in a bottle era again. She's got this gorgeous slim figure that could be tied to weight loss substances, she's got these sculpted cheekbones, and lifted fox-like eyes. So she's, once again, been open about getting cosmetic treatments in the past, but now she basically looks like she did in 2002. And if you're turning back the clock, that's 22 years, folks. Been a minute. So cosmetic surgeons claim that over the years the singer has had very expertly placed Botox to smooth wrinkles, filler in her lips, and a possible facelift to sculpt her face and lift her eyes. So if we'd like to consult an expert again, I'm a fan of doing that, Dr. Michael Basiri-Tarani, a certified plastic surgeon in New York, was like, yeah, she looks incredible. I think her face now looks a little more mature compared to 1999. She's always had great mid-face volume, so her cheeks were always pretty full, and she had a very strong jawline and chin, which now looks even more accentuated. So like I said before, she's got this perfectly placed Botox or whatever alternative in her forehead and her eye areas, because you want to fine-tune the complexion, smooth out the lines, but that's not a permanent fix. That lasts 3 to 4 months. advance. But the big difference that we're all noticing is the upper third of her face. She's doing what a lot of people have been doing in the last 7 years, which is making her brow more angular and stronger. That draws the eye, it makes it appear like there's a bit more of that fox eye look that's all the rage these days. Now, another expert surgeon claims she might have undergone a deep plane facelift to lift her eyes. So apparently this procedure is more advanced than a traditional facelift. It involves lifting and repositioning deep layers of facial tissue, so it avoids the dreaded artificial pulled look of some traditional facelifts. Also, she's had a nose job, but it's very subtle, just gives her more of a pointed look, because like if you look at her nostrils closely, they're a little different. And then obviously her cheekbones and her jawline are sharp these days. And don't get me wrong, she looks fantastic, it's just very obvious. In August of 2022, TikTok user @Caroline_in_the_City accused Kim Kardashian of photoshopping the muscles in her neck and shoulders, and this was in a photo promoting her collaboration with Beats by Dr. Dre. So to expose the alleged edit, the TikTok influencer reverse photoshopped the picture to highlight, and that reverse Photoshop made the distortion in the pool water behind Kim look more normal. And let's see, this is not the only instance of bad Photoshop. Earlier this year, fans noticed that Kim's cell phone was warped in a mirror selfie that she shared, which is a telltale sign that an image has been manipulated. And she's not the only Kardashian that's in trouble. 2019, Kourtney was caught photoshopping a picture of herself lying in a bubble bath because a lot of people noticed her thigh disappeared. And you don't just lose a thigh, folks. And her edits didn't appear to be limited to photos. She was very guilty of using a filter that made her face thinner in an Instagram video back in 2021. And this was a post to promote her makeup line. So a lot of folks were like, hey, your walls are wrong and the door changed shape. And I'm sorry, structurally, those things need to be like this and not like that. But, and here's a big one, not a lot of people expected the sisters' use of filters and Photoshop to extend past their own socials or their family reality show, and were very surprised when NBC manipulated Kim's face during an appearance on The Tonight Show. Yes, we're gonna go back to Kim for a moment, folks. So there's an Instagram account, Problematic Fame, and this was formed to spread awareness on how Instagram can impact beauty standards, and they're really great for finding all these Photoshop and editing fails, so props to them. They shared a selection of comparison screen grabs that they'd taken of Kim throughout the episode, and it draws attention to the aesthetic inconsistencies in her face. So in one grab, there's natural creasing around Kim's eyes, blemishes on her skin, but then fast forward, her skin is flawless, incredibly smooth. And the blurring filter is so noticeable. Kim's face is softened, it's slightly out of focus, kind of old Hollywood-ish. Now, these photos were discussed on Reddit, and a lot of folks were very disappointed that Kim's true appearance was being hidden. Especially, she looks great. She doesn't need it. Somebody literally said, I don't get it. She looks so pretty even when you can see her zit. I would never edit it if I had that face. Now, once again, I do get that body dysmorphia is a thing, and somebody else did bring that up because it's just sis, stop with the filters and plastic surgery and go to therapy. Somebody asked a really great question though. Do you think we as media consumers ever see her real face, or is it always filtered in one way or another? And somebody pointed out something that was very interesting to me. Kim was promoting her new skincare line on the show, which I get that might be why she wanted to look perfect. But you also want to be realistic about what you're promoting. And somebody did highlight this, saying she wanted people to believe she has flawless skin. But ooh. Somebody said this next statement, and I couldn't agree more. The Kardashians should not be allowed to edit all their images and videos and TV appearances because their brand is them. And if it's a complete lie, then where's the false advertising allegations? Lil' Kim is another celebrity whose face has looked drastically different at multiple events. So apparently her team did speak out saying we would like to inform fans, the media, the general public, this is just conjuring up publicity, and what better way to do so than to take an American music icon and create a fictitious platform in which to disrespect and humiliate. And I don't think anybody's trying to disrespect or humiliate Lil' Kim, they're just trying to see what the truth is. So sure, yes, her team did try to dismiss the rumors, and I get it. But a lot of folks think that the rappers had quite a few enhancements. One plastic surgeon, a Dr. Jennifer Levine, said it's very clear she's probably used chemicals, acid to try and lighten her skin. They believe, once again, the eyes. The eyes are really telling these days, folks. That's the big surgery. Now, Lil' Kim has opened up about getting a nose job in the past. That was totally a need thing. But come on. Photoshop and filters are all cute for social media, but like if I can't recognize you in real life, when is enough enough? I'm talking about the Kardashian family, Lil' Kim, and so many more. So back in August of 2022, TikTok user at Caroline in the City accused Kim Kardashian of photoshopping the trapezius muscle around her neck and shoulders in a photo promoting her collaboration with Beats by Dre. To expose the alleged edit, the TikTok influencer reverse photoshopped the picture to highlight that doing so made some distortion in the pool water behind our lovely girl look more normal. Let's see. This isn't the only instance, folks, of some photo flubs. Earlier this year, fans noticed that Kim's cell phone was warped in a mirror selfie she shared, which is a telltale sign Photoshop has been involved. The photo is false. Back in 2019, Kourtney Kardashian was caught photoshopping a photo of herself. Followers were like, hey, where's your thigh, girl? And these edits aren't just in photos. She was found very guilty of using a filter that made her face thinner in an Insta video back in 2021. This was a photo where she was promoting her makeup range, and a lot of folks were like, hey, the walls behind you kind of concave, and your door has changed shape. So unless you're doing some remodeling on the go, we're in trouble. But here's the thing, and here's where this is kind of why we're talking about them today. The filters extend past the social media. They go beyond. These filters have been used on like NBC. Apparently, they manipulated Kim's face during an appearance on The Tonight Show. So like if you look at a, let's say, red carpet photo or a candid versus that, oh my goodness. Instagram account at Problematic Fame was formed to spread awareness on all of this, on how Instagram can impact beauty standards, and they're pretty well known for highlighting celebrity Photoshop and editing fails, and I'm really grateful to them. So they shared a selection of screen grabs that they'd taken of Kim throughout the episode, and I was like, hey, there's some inconsistencies in her face. So in one grab, there's natural creasing around Kim's eyes, some blemishes on her skin, but then flash forward, her skin's now flawless. It's incredibly smooth. I get it, a blurring filter is cute, I've used it, my foundation is not always this good, but like having your face softened and slightly out of focus all the time, that's just unrealistic. Now these photos hit Reddit, and that's where a lot of people like to debate things, and a lot of folks were disappointed that Kim's true appearance is being hidden from fans. Somebody said, and I quote, I don't get it, because she looks so pretty even when you can see her zit, I would never edit if I had that face. And another added, and this is the comment that really stood out to me, her body dysmorphia is insane. Sis, stop with the filters and plastic surgery and go to therapy. Somebody else added, do you think we as media consumers ever see her real face, or is it always filtered in one way or another? Now folks, you're gonna kind of laugh about this, Kim was literally on the show to promote her new skincare line. And I get it, you want your skin to look perfect when you're promoting skincare, but it needs to be realistic. Not perfectly flawless, not Instagram perfect. You want it to be something that people can actually attain? Or either I'm just talking out of my Somebody else really said, and I quote, folks should not be allowed to edit all their images and videos and TV appearances. The Kardashian family, their brand is their looks, and it's just a complete lie when you look at it like this. In January of 2022, eagle-eyed fans were like, hey, Khloe Kardashian, you're photoshopping your photos too, and like to a big extent. So she had a photo of her daughter True at Disneyland with her cousin, and people had questions. Don't worry, we'll get to the faces in a moment, folks. So she did admit to the botched editing job 3 months later when she accidentally shared that she was taking her family to the magical theme park for the first time, and when everybody was like, hey, girl, what? She came clean. She was like, oh no, I have this one up, let's focus on something else, and it's like, okay, that is such a non-statement, but whatever. Well, let's go back to last year, 2023. She shared this glam photo on Insta, and she was unrecognizable. Okay, almost unrecognizable, but you get my point. She said, and I quote, old photo, but I like it. This was a photo of herself with a super high blonde ponytail, bold eyebrows, and in an attempt to tone down the hate from people who were like, girl, you've got a whole new face, she turned off comments, which like, I know, you know, if you turn off comments, it means you don't want people to be speculating, or you want people to speculate, but you don't want to see it. Because she's confessed to digitally altering her photos in, and I quote, the same way I throw on some makeup, get my nails done, or wear a pair of heels to present myself to the world the way I want to be seen, and it's exactly what I will continue to do unapologetically. I get it, I do, I understand altering your images to fit your view of it, but you kind of have to remember that you gotta show you at the end of it, or else your brain is not gonna be great. Trust me, been there. So Lil' Kim is another celebrity whose face has looked drastically different at a lot of times in her life, and we've got to talk about it. So her team did speak out at one point because apparently a blog post was saying some things they didn't like, and they said, and I quote, "We would like to inform fans, the media, and the general public that this is nothing more than the blog site doing its best to conjure up much needed publicity, and what a better way to do so than to take an American music icon and create a fictitious platform in which to disrespect and humiliate. We at Team Lil' Kim are not taking this lying down, and we are taking this matter very seriously." So sure, her team did dismiss rumors of plastic surgery, but like the heavily filtered photos, the way her face has been completely pulled in? So I turned to the internet, did some looking up, and there's a couple of plastic surgeons that had opinions. One, Dr. Jennifer Levine, thinks that Lil' Kim's had a lot done. She said it's very clear there's been some skin bleaching, she's probably used chemicals, which contain very high doses of acids on her face, combined with high acid creams to lighten her skin, and they're pretty sure she's had her facial features altered. Her eyes, folks. The eyes aren't just the windows to the soul. Things don't always stay that tight. Now, Lil' Kim did open up about a nose job during a radio interview back in 2005. She explained that somebody had broken her nose by force, and the surgery was done afterwards to restore her appearance. But I'm sorry, your face doesn't get that pulled in just from a nose job. Or I don't know what I'm talking about. Australian supermodel Miranda Kerr kinda had a bit of a whoopsie a couple of years back. She tried to deny that she knowingly posted a photoshopped image of herself, and people called her out for it. So I think it was like 2013, she uploaded a photo of herself and some model friends. They were backstage at the 2012 Victoria's Secret fashion show, and she wanted to wish everybody good luck on the 2013 show. Like she captioned it, "Sending love and best wishes to the angels from Japan, XXX, kisses, hugs, we love it." Well, the photo kinda went viral. Look, she's got 2.6 million Instagram followers, or something along those lines. And a lot of folks were like, hey, you've modified this. Like, she had posted that photo the year before, and now all of a sudden, her entire body is more narrow, her facial features are more defined, and like, sure, alright. She went online and was like, no, I just like, it is what it is. Now, while a lot of fans continue to berate the model for the mistake, a lot of folks were like, oh my gosh, no worries, it was an honest mistake, people just like to hate, and it's like, no, people are just observant and they're gonna call you out for really altering yourself like that because it's not healthy. So at one time, Mickey Rourke was arguably the most devastatingly handsome actor in Hollywood. Like, he was a latter-day James Dean or Marlon Brando. But years of alterations and photoshopping have gradually left him in a very interesting way of looking. More of a character actor moment. Maybe we thought early on that his acting would be more important to him than his looks, but it looks like somewhere along the timeline, his vanity got the better of him, and I don't know, man. Like, sure, over decades as an amateur boxer before he went to New York to pursue his acting, he clearly managed to avoid getting his nose busted in. It was around 1990 when he decided to start playing facial fun. Like, when you look at all the facelifts he's had, the way his forehead used to be so expressive and now it's very like smooth and shiny. It looks like a balloon. He can't smirk anymore. Once again, the eyes, folks. His eyes are pinched. The crow's feet, gone. The eyebrows don't move. It's just not it.
In an appearance on Running Wild with Bear Grylls in 2016, Friends star Courtney Cox revealed she regrets getting some filler. During her appearance on their survival skills reality TV show, Courtney Cox said, "Getting older is not the easiest, but I have learned lessons. I think I was trying to keep up with being older. I have done things I regret, and luckily there are things that dissolve and go away, so that's good, but that's not always my best look." She did let those things dissolve shortly after. Quite a bit later, in a 2022 interview with the Sunday Times, Courtney revealed that she thought she looked really strange after getting her procedures, and that what she had done to her face she would never do now. Kenny Rogers is an absolutely iconic man, known for hits like She Believes in Me and Don't Fall in Love with a Dreamer. The late singer has fans all over the world. Most fans were shocked when Rogers revealed a pretty major transformation in the early 2000s. His 2013 memoir, Luck or Something Like It, Rogers gives an explanation as to why he got the facial procedures done, saying that he did it because he was trying to keep up with the younger stars coming in and wanted a bit of a revamp. A 2012 visit to CBS This Morning echoed this sentiment. He also shared in this 2012 interview that he regrets it. He said, "I had the money to do it and I had time off and I regret that. But the truth is, I don't know what I would have looked like if I hadn't done it." The part that he has gone on record saying that he regrets the most was his eye job. This happened in a 2006 interview with People. He said that the eye job was too tight around the eyelids for him and that it drives him crazy. But he had found the humor in the situation thanks to friend Dolly Parton, the country queen herself and Roger's duet partner on the hit track Islands in the Stream. Apparently, Dolly used to tease him about the various surgeries. In an interview with Anderson Cooper, Kenny Rogers confirms all of this, saying, "Dolly and I used to laugh about it. I think he looks just fine after, but I can understand why he might have been upset with the after pictures." Khloe Kardashian has famously admitted that she was not happy with some of her procedures, specifically the fillers she had done in her face in 2015. According to the Daily Mail, Khloe allegedly said, "It did not work for me, I looked crazy, and I still think the effects are in there. I went to have it all dissolved like 3 times. The fillers were done shortly before then-husband Lamar Odom's accident." Khloe revealed that when she had spoken to her doctor about the mess-up fillers, he said, "I think it's just too much was happening to your real emotions, so she tried to get the fillers dissolved." Khloe was overall not thrilled about the situation, saying, "It was a bummer and now I'm afraid to do it again, and I'm almost like I swear things are still in my face." The entire thing was a pretty major reveal to Kardashian-Jenner fans, as Khloe has adamantly denied having any filler in the past. Just recently, Khloe has confirmed that she has had a nose job and has one regret about it, that she didn't do it sooner. That was shared via her Twitter accounts. Cameron Diaz disliked the way Botox made her look. She revealed this fact in a 2014 interview with Entertainment Tonight. The star of Charlie's Angels and Shrek shared that she has tried Botox before, where it was like a tiny little touch of something. It changed her face in such a weird way. She'd rather see her face aging than a face that doesn't belong to her at all. She went on to say that she doesn't want to smooth out the smile lines because that means she's smiled her whole life. While Botox might not be the choice for Cameron Diaz, she has no judgment towards people who do choose to get Botox. Ariana Grande is in a similar boat. In her Vogue beauty secret tutorial that was posted to Vogue's YouTube on September 12, 2023, Ariana shared that she has had a ton of lip fillers over the years and Botox, but now she's over and done with it. Ariana has disclosed that she wants to now see herself age naturally. Like Cameron Diaz, Ariana Grande wants to see her well-earned cry lines and smile lines. She continued to share that she stopped all those procedures back in 2018 because, in her words, she felt like hiding because it felt too much. While she did seem to be done for now, she isn't ruling anything out for the future. She's leaving the door open for the possibility of a facelift, but not for a long time, like at least 10 years. But even then, it's only a maybe, so we'll check back in a decade. Star of The Hills, actress Heidi Montag has made many headlines, but specifically in the field of cosmetic surgery. She is known for undergoing 10 surgeries in one day in 2010. 10 in one day at age 23. For the face specifically, she had a brow lift, Botox, and a chin reduction, plus more. In a 2012 interview with Access Hollywood Live, Heidi revealed she was definitely way in over her head, and she only wanted a few enhancements and then it kind of got out of hand. Further going on to say, "I wasn't really told the repercussions and what would happen, emotionally and physically, and the pain I would be in. It was kind of a shock." As of that 2012 interview, Heidi hadn't received any additional work, wanting to focus on being healthy, alive, and strong in her words. Right after the surgery, she was open to more, but that has changed, especially more recently. In a 2019 interview with Cosmopolitan, Heidi shared her 32-year-old perspective on things, saying, "I was way too young to make such life-changing decisions, and I was under so much pressure because it was the beginning of comment sections and negativity and hate on the internet." Being in the Hollywood spotlight is never easy, and I'm glad she has found peace with the situation. Jennifer Grey has regretted her nose job that she received in 1989, not necessarily because it didn't look good. I think she looks great either way. It's just when she changed her nose, it changed her whole face, and she was suddenly unrecognizable. This decision went on to hurt her career. She had just done the iconic film Dirty Dancing, yet she wasn't getting hired much after in Hollywood, probably because she looked so different. At least, that is what Jennifer Grey thinks. She said, "I went into the operating room a celebrity and came out a anonymous, going further, saying, "I'll always be this once famous actress nobody recognizes because of a nose job." Though it was hard for her to get roles, she wasn't completely out of the game. She had some guest appearances on Friends and House, as well as a few TV movies. She did famously win the 2010 season of Dancing with the Stars. Makes sense. Kylie Jenner has one of the most famous pouts in the world, making a considerable amount of money off the lip kits she created, so you can have one too. However, she hasn't always loved her lips. It's no secret that Kylie has had lip injections, but in a 2016 interview with Allure, and also her sister, Kim Kardashian, Kylie admitted that she definitely made her lips a little too big at one point. Kim agreeing with her. Kylie did explain herself, saying, "I got excited and I felt I needed to do a lot, and then you guys were like, Kylie, you need to chill, and then I had to go back and have it fixed, and it was a crazy process. Thank God I didn't end up on Botched." She regrets going overboard with the filler, but not getting it in the first place. Kylie's lips have definitely become a main part of her brand now, and I think they look great, and she seems way happier with them now. Just recently, on March 8th, Kylie sat down with the New York Times and shared some insight how she feels now, saying, "It's just years and years of not feeling like my face or looks are accepted. There's nothing anyone could ever say now that would hurt me." Melanie Griffith is known for working girl Lolita and giving birth to Madam Web herself, Dakota Johnson. Love Dakota, but this ain't about her. Melanie Griffith sat down with Vanity Fair in 2017 to discuss life, love, and her past plastic surgeries. She said she hadn't noticed something was up with the procedures and the amount she was receiving until outside parties started pointing things out. Griffith shared she was hurt by constant comments like, "Oh my god, what has she done?" and decided to take matters into her own hands. She started visiting a different doctor to get everything fixed up. She went on to say, "I went to a different doctor and he started dissolving all of this stuff that this other doctor had put in. Hopefully I look more normal now." I think she looks great and is rocking it on the red carpet. She has appeared alongside her daughter Dakota on a few and has been in a few films more recently, like The Disaster Artist. She was also in Stuart Little 2 as a little bird. That's not on topic or important at all, but it is important to me. Sharon Osbourne seriously regretted a 5-hour facelift she had back in 2021. In her own words, she thought she looked like a cyclops because one eye was different to the other. She was able to joke about the situation, saying, "All I need is a hunchback." The TV personality told the Sunday Times that the procedure was a full facelift and that she looked like one of those mummies that they wrap with bandages. It's a few years later though, and Sharon Osbourne, in my opinion, doesn't look like these descriptions at all. She looks great right now. Well, she was, and I cannot stress this enough, not very happy with the results, and neither was her husband, Ozzy Osbourne. He told her, "I don't care how much it costs, we'll get it redone." And she did. Sharon did have to wait until her face was fully healed before she could head back in the room, but eventually she was able to go back in and have everything corrected. Sharon is no stranger to cosmetic procedures and has openly spoken about the ones she's received in the past. While speaking to the Times, she revealed that she has had a tummy tuck, lifts to multiple body parts, breast implants, and Botox, as well as 3 facelifts. But it looks like Sharon Osbourne might be done with it all. In an interview with The Sun in April of 2023, she reveals that the previously mentioned disaster facelift has put me off and it frightens me. I really pushed it with the last facelift and I am now like, no more.
Kylie Jenner was caught crying during a new episode of The Kardashians about the hate she was receiving about her new look, as her face has seemed to completely change since she allegedly got plastic surgery. Now, Kylie Jenner is no stranger to fillers or Botox, but people think she's gone too far with her procedures now. At the beginning of the year when she was on red carpets, fans were calling her out for looking old. The comments came pouring in, with one saying, "What did Kylie Jenner do to her face? I read that she's only 26, but she looks old as hell here." Now, Kylie has addressed this on a new episode when she was talking to her sister Kendall. Kylie opened up about the backlash she received about her appearance and plastic surgery over the years. "It's like a miracle that I still have confidence and I can still look in the mirror and think that I'm pretty," she admitted to her sister Kendall as the two chatted on the couch. She went on to talk specifically about Paris Fashion Week, which she attended in September 2023. The younger Jenner said that for the first time, she decided she was not not going to wear a lot of makeup while attending shows, which still prompted critics to attack her looks. I'm wearing too much makeup and it's like you're wearing too much makeup, then I go and I don't wear a lot of makeup and someone catches me in a weird light, she complained. Now, speaking in a confessional setting, Kylie noted that it wasn't just this particular story that upset her. "I just hear nasty things about myself all the time," she told a producer behind the camera, adding that after 10 plus years in the spotlight, it just gets exhausting. Chrissy Teigen has also caught some flack for her looks recently. Chrissy revealed in September 2021 that she underwent fat removal from her cheeks. In an Instagram story, she wrote, "I did that Dr. Diamond buccal fat removal thing here," while pointing to her cheeks, adding, "And since I quit drinking, I'm really seeing the results, and I like it. Yeah, I did it. What?" Then in January 2023, Chrissy shared a screenshot via her Instagram stories of a social media user who alleged that her face looked puffy due to face filler. "Have you seen Chrissy Teigen's new face?" the user wrote at the top of the video. "This post is not out of mean intentions, it's merely here to discuss overfill and its possible consequences. Chrissy Teigen's new face. Look at how your face could become if you're doing it wrong. There's too much reliance on hyaluronic gel fillers and not enough focus on building foundations, skin structure, and support. This can result in a puffy and bloated effect." Anya Taylor-Joy was one of the first celebrities people think got buccal fat removal that started the craze. In a recent Reddit thread, many fans began sharing their theories as to why they believe Taylor-Joy went under the knife for a more sculpted and sunken look, emphasizing her cheekbones. "I wish she didn't do buccal fat removal, she looks so cute," one fan commented. "Her face is no longer round and puffy, but chiseled and a little sunken." One user wrote, "Why is no one talking about the obvious nose job and buccal fat removal from her cheeks?" Now, Megan Fox's face has definitely changed throughout the years, and people were convinced that she had some sort of work done. Now, she had enough, and in 2011, she denied having any work done, and to prove this and stop the rumors, she posted an album to Facebook titled "Things You Can't Do With Your Face When You Have Botox" that featured pictures of her making various facial expressions. Now, after this was posted, a dermatologist explained her photos actually proved that she did have Botox. Now, recently though, Megan opened up about all the plastic surgery she's had, and she said that she got her breasts done when she was 21 or 22, and then had them redone after breastfeeding her kids. According to her on the Call Her Daddy podcast, she said, "I got them done in between the first and second Transformers, and Megan got them done as a young woman, and later on she had kids, and breastfeeding ruined her breasts, so it forced the star to hide her chest and herself from the public until they were fixed." Except they didn't get fixed. According to her, the second time she got her breasts done, the implants were actually too large, and her body fat couldn't hide the edges of the implants, and they showed through her bare skin. Dove Cameron's facial transformation from 2008 to 2023 is incredible. She has changed drastically, and while some of these changes can be credited to just growing up, it appears that she's had some help from some plastic surgeons. While Dove has been transparent about her image and body issues, she hasn't admitted to receiving plastic surgery, but this hasn't stopped her from being the focal point of a lot of plastic surgery rumors. Now, numerous publications, including the US Sun, have speculated that Dove received a variety of cosmetic procedures throughout her time in the spotlight. According to these sources, experts have spotted radical differences in the former Disney Channel star's face features. In fact, they allege that Dove's facial transformation is so noticeable that it couldn't just be from natural aging and weight loss. It's been said that she had a nose job, cheek fillers, a fox eye lift, and more recently, buccal fat removal. Again, Dove has never admitted to this, but she could have just kept the procedures a secret. Now, Miley Cyrus has experienced ongoing physical transformations over the years, and some question if it's due to plastic surgery. Miley's faced rumors that she got a boob job when she was 20 years old after she started adding more chest-bearing clothing to her wardrobe. And recently, in new cover art for a new single and her appearance at the Grammys, people have been questioning her appearance. Taking to Reddit with a photo of the cover reveal, some fans couldn't help but call out the celeb's noticeably carved out cheeks. Many commented on the difference in her facial structure recently, believing she had a buccal fat removal procedure done. We need to imprison whatever plastic surgeon pioneered buccal fat removal. Now, she's also gotten veneers, and people think they look horrible, and some have even said that she looks like a horse. Can't tell if it's the buccal fat removal or the giant veneers that make her look so off these days, someone added. Now, in 2023, Liam Payne debuted a shockingly slimmed down face on the red carpet, which did not go unnoticed by fans or cosmetic surgery experts. He didn't look bad before, but his face, instead of looking soft and a little bit chubby, it looks more modelish and rugged, celebrity plastic surgeon Dr. Ratman Kassir said. Fans theorized the star had undergone the popular cosmetic surgery buccal fat removal. Now, taking to Twitter, fans voiced their opinions by saying no effing way Liam Payne got buccal fat removal surgery. Liam Payne getting buccal fat removal is sending me to the actual moon. And a third wrote, still can't believe Liam Payne got buccal fat removal. Now, Dr. Azza Helm, a board-certified multi-specialist physician, says she doesn't think that fillers alone could help Liam achieve such a defined look in the lower part of his face, so she agrees that buccal fat removal likely played a role. Courtney Cox has opened up and revealed she regrets certain procedures she's had done to keep up with Hollywood standards. In 2016, she said, "Getting older is not the easiest, but I have learned lessons. I was trying to keep up with being older, and I have done things that I regret, and luckily they're things that dissolve and go away, so that's good, because it's not always been my best look." Admitting that she looked really strange after going under the knife. There was a time where you go, oh, I'm changing, I'm looking older, and I didn't realize that, I'm actually looking really strange with injections and doing stuff to my face that I would never do now. Now, a lot of people don't believe her though, as she still looks completely different. In late 2022, Lea Michele posted some selfies that had fans questioning if she got buccal fat removal done. On December 12, 2022, Lea posted a selfie of herself comparing her features to those of the White Lotus's character Lucia. Now, users took to Twitter and TikTok talking about how it was obvious that she had undergone buccal fat removal. Now, if you look at her before and after photos, it's kind of a jump scare because she looks so different. Now, many people online have begun to make fun of her, comparing her to photos of chiseled Squidward from the show SpongeBob. Now, is it mean? Kinda, but is it funny and true? Absolutely. Now, there's been a rise in this type of plastic surgery, and while the procedure has been around for over 50 years, I'm doing 3 times as many buccal fat reductions this year than I was 5 years ago, New York plastic surgeon Dr. Andrew Janko says. Now, Lea hasn't admitted to having anything done, but clearly she did something. People's faces just don't change like that. And lastly, we have Lil' Kim. Sources close to Lil' Kim says that she spent over $9,000 to bleach her skin, get a nose job, and alter her cheekbones. In an interview in 2005, Lil' Kim finally admitted to getting several nose jobs done, and back in the day, Kim was one of the first hip-hop artists to undergo plastic surgery. Now, it was widely speculated that she'd also undergone a breast augmentation, chin and cheek fillers, and an eye lift, and speaking about why she wanted to alter her face in the same interview, she said, "I think I did it because I was a little too vain at the time. I was trying to be perfect, I'm a perfectionist," adding that she was a bit excessive when it came to surgery sometimes. It's clear that there's been skin bleaching and that she probably had her eyes done as well. It's also said she could have had Botox injections under the jaw for a more chiseled look, and that Kim probably had filler injected into her cheeks.
Simon Cowell is known for being excellent at discovering future superstars, but lately, viewers have been more focused on his face than anything else. Cowell has admitted to getting work done in the past and admitted to getting too much and scaring his own son. Judged for popular talent competition shows like X Factor and America's Got Talent, Simon Cowell is used to being on the TV, used to having to put his best face forward. So that means he's open to getting some work done. He got a bit of Botox and fillers, only he may have gone a little overboard because pretty soon people started talking more about Simon's new look than the talent. In 2022, Cowell shared that he was done with all the fillers because they made him look a bit scary. In his words, they made him look like something out of a horror film. Cowell did an interview with The Sun where he explained why he got work done in the first place, saying there was a phase where everyone was having their faces pumped full of this and the other. Fellow judge Sofia Vergara has also had similar cosmetic enhancements, but even Simon could tell when he crossed a line, saying, "There was a stage where I might have gone a bit too far. I saw a picture of me from before the other day and didn't recognize it as me." He also shared that his son did not like his new look and that he was in hysterics. Another celeb that has had bad luck with filler is Khloe Kardashian. She had amazing results with her nose job, but was less than pleased with the outcomes of the fillers she got in her face. She also implied that she feels a bit haunted by them. Khloe got fillers in 2015, but didn't actually admit to getting them until 2016. This came as a shock to fans since the reality TV star was always so against getting work done. Speaking on her cosmetic work, Khloe said, "It did not work for me, I looked crazy, and I still think the effects are in there. I went to have it dissolved like 3 times. According to health websites, it usually takes 1 to 2 visits to dissolve most fillers, so Khloe must have either gotten a lot or really have been feeling the phantom effects. However, there might be a legit reason why fillers did not work for her. Khloe had gotten them just before a major traumatic event in her life, and her doctor later shared with her that her emotions at the time might have impacted the fillers. Khloe shared how she felt about everything now that it's over, saying, "It was a bummer and now I'm afraid to do it again, and I'm almost like I swear things are still in my face. It's unfortunate she'd had such a horrible experience with fillers. However, she has made it very well known that she loves her nose job." Brazilian influencer Marian Michelini is now suing the doctor that performed her cosmetic procedures because they completely ruined her face. The influencer shared that she had made an agreement with a dental professional in Brazil that in exchange for the service and procedures, she would advertise their business to her thousands of social media followers. She was supposed to be getting a facial harmonization procedure, and that usually uses filler and Botox. By today's standard, fillers are usually a hyaluronic acid that's deemed safe for the body and can be removed. However, the person doing her work used fillers that has been generally phased out since it's deemed unsafe. Filler with polymethyl methacrylate. This type of filler is more permanent, it's harder to take out, and it can cause inflammation among other complications. After the procedure, Marian's face did experience some swelling and pain, and she has had to revisit other doctors to correct the mistakes and scarring. About the ordeal, Marian said, "My life has stopped. I'm psychologically broken. I just want my face back. I'm suffering a lot, but I have faith that justice will be served. I don't want other people to go through this." Kenny Rogers accidentally changed his whole image when he got his work done. The country music artist shocked fans when he revealed his huge transformation in the early 2000s. He got a few things done, but the procedure he got for his eyes caused the most chatter. Rogers was known for his sweet, warm appearance that mainly came from the look of his eyes, but many say the new look took that vibe away. Post-procedure, many describe Rogers as looking constantly surprised. People were confused as to why the country star felt the need to get work done in the first place, a question Rogers answered in his 2013 memoir, Luck or Something Like It. He shared he was trying to keep up with the newer, younger stars in the country music scene, and that he also wanted a revamp. Years before that, in 2006, he commented on the eye job specifically, saying it was too tight around the eyelids and that it drives him crazy. A 2012 CBS This Morning interview had the star sharing that he does regret his decision. He said, "I had the money to do it and I had time off, and I regret that, but the truth is, I don't know what I would have looked like if I hadn't done it." It's amazing how one part of a person's face changing can have such a big effect on their overall appearance. Another major star who has spoken out about their plastic surgery regrets is Courtney Cox, who you might recognize from Friends or the Scream franchise. She has been quite vocal about regretting the cosmetic work she has had done. She shared in a 2016 appearance on Running Wild with Bear Grylls that she regrets getting filler. She explained part of why she felt the need to get the work done, saying, "Getting older is not the easiest." The Friends star went on to say that she has learned her lesson and was simply grateful that the work she had done were things that could dissolve and go away. She acknowledged that the overly filled look wasn't her best look. Even years later, she still feels this way. In 2022, she did an interview with the Sunday Times in which similar sentiments were echoed, and the actress said she would never do the cosmetic work now. John Stamos has had 2 nose jobs. The first was so bad he had to get the second. Sharing in his memoir, If You Would Have Told Me, the actor shared that as a child he was bullied for the shape of his nose, the other kids calling him Big Nose Stamos. When he started making it big in Hollywood, he decided to fix that, get a nose job. Unfortunately, it didn't come out like he had hoped, and he hated it. He claimed it really didn't suit him at the time. In the memoir he wrote, "I'm not all that happy with it. My nose looks kind kind of pushed up like Peter Pan or something. Unfortunately for the actor, he had to wait until his next gap between projects before he could fix the botched nose job. Stamos claims he went to the plastic surgeon that worked with Michael Jackson, so he would be in good hands. Stamos wrote, "I have it redone by Michael Jackson's plastic surgeon, who better to handle the delicate task of resculpting my nose than the man who created a whole new face for MJ." A cheeky little joke to add on there at the end, but that's what Stamos is known for. He was able to joke about his own procedure, finishing off the section of the book with, "I haven't even been on the show General Hospital for a year, and I've already graduated from the youthful newbie to the double nose job guy." Thankfully, his face was only destroyed for a short period of time. Tilly Whitfield serves as a warning to anyone trying random beauty hacks from the internet. The Australian Big Brother star shocked fans when she revealed why she had such intense burn marks and scars on her face, and it wasn't due to a freak accident, but something the reality star did herself. The star shared with the New York Times that she had seen a beauty trend on TikTok where people used sewing needles and ink to give themselves freckles. It sounds enticing, the materials to do it are probably in your house already or are easy to acquire, and you can do it yourself. However, Tilly quickly came to realize why beauty procedures should be left to the professionals. The TikTok hack did not specify what ink to use, so Tilly just bought brown tattoo ink on eBay. To her later horror, the ink she bought contained high levels of lead because it was counterfeit. The reality star claims that after she tried the hack, she temporarily lost her vision, was swelling up, and was sick, ending up in the hospital. When she was on Big Brother, she always wore makeup or face masks to cover the scars from the freckle disaster, and fans were quick to point that out and ask questions. Eventually, she explained what had happened. She claims she felt no pain while doing the hack, which is why she continued to do it. Unfortunately, after all that happened, she never got the freckles. She did accumulate $12,000 in doctor's fees and has some scarring on the area. Sharon Osbourne is no stranger to cosmetic work. She actually said she's a big fan of it, but one procedure has her comparing herself to various mythical monsters, and she claims it really ruined her face. Lucky for her though, it happened during the pandemic. She got to heal and fix it up in peace. In 2021, Sharon Osbourne got a 5-hour full facelift. One would expect 5 hours would be enough time to come out exactly how you wanted. Unfortunately, Osbourne received her worst nightmare. In her words, she came out looking like a cyclops because one eye was different than the other. She also compared herself to a mummy since her face was covered in bandages after the extensive procedure. She claims that when she showed her husband, Ozzy Osbourne, her new look, he said, "I don't care how much it costs, we'll get it redone." It's years later and Sharon is looking just fine. She did end up going somewhere else to get everything fixed. She did have to wait though until her face was fully healed before going back in. Osbourne is known for being pro-cosmetic work, receiving many cosmetic surgeries before the facelift. However, the 2021 incident has left its mark. In an April 2023 interview, the star shared the disaster put her off the surgeries and that it now frightens her. She said, "I really pushed it with the last facelift and I am now like, no more." The Hills star made headlines back in 2010 when she had 10 surgeries in one day, and she was only 23 when it happened. 2 years after it all went down, Montauk did an interview with Access Hollywood Live where she shared that she regretted some of it and was definitely in way over her head. She claims she originally only wanted a few enhancements and then it kind of got out of hand. Among the many procedures, Montauk received a brow lift, Botox, and chin reduction. She also had work done on her body and she wasn't super happy with that either. Speaking to people about the work done on her breasts, the star shared, "They were so heavy, they were falling through the skin, it was just too heavy for my body, and I was in pain and uncomfortable all the time." Montauk later revealed a fact that makes the whole thing just a little bit worse. She felt she wasn't properly prepared or had it properly explained to her just how much pain she would be in after everything. She said, "I wasn't really told the repercussions and what would happen emotionally and psychologically and the pain I would be in. I was kind of in shock." Years later, Heidi spoke to Cosmopolitan sharing her 32-year-old perspective on the situation, saying, "I was way too young to make such a a life-changing decision and was under so much pressure because it was the beginning of comment sections and negativity and hate on the internet. We've already mentioned a few nose jobs today, but no one understands the repercussions of one quite like Jennifer Grey. According to the actress, her nose job pretty much cost her her career. Grey is known for her lead role in Dirty Dancing. The film was a massive hit and her big break, but 2 years after the release of the movie, the actress made a decision that ended up changing her career. She got a nose job in 1989, and afterwards, her face looked way different. About the experience, Grey said, "I went into the operating room a celebrity and came out anonymous. I'll always be this once famous actress nobody recognizes because of a nose job." The actress refers to the surgery as Schnozageddon and wrote on the surgery saying, "Overnight, I lose my identity and my career." Though Grey wasn't working as much as she'd hoped, she was still working. She had some guest appearances on shows and even a few TV movies. She also made the decision to go on Dancing with the Stars in 2010 and of course, won the competition, which surprised nobody, and she totally deserved it.
After being catapulted to mega fame in 1987 for playing Baby in Dirty Dancing, Jennifer Grey's career stalled. And though she was personally happy with her nose and its distinct bump, she underwent plastic surgery at the age of 29 to boost her career and gain more acting roles. But Jennifer said it actually ended up being the surgery that affected her ability to get jobs. Quoting, "I went into the operating room a celebrity and came out anonymous." She told publications in 2012 that it was the nose job from hell, and she'll always be this once famous actress nobody recognizes because of a nose job. After her first surgery, turns out she was thrilled with the way she looked. But then less than a year later, she noticed a tiny bit of cartilage was visible under the surface of her nose, so she underwent a second surgery to correct the issue. But when she woke up, she discovered that she no longer looked like herself at all. To make matters worse, when the public got wind of the situation, the star felt humiliated as many people did not believe she was Jennifer Grey anymore, and she often had to go to great lengths to prove she was who she said she was. Ah, Kylie Jenner. The Keeping Up with the Kardashians star has basically grown up in the spotlight, so her transformation from tween to teen and now a 20-something mother has all been before our very eyes. Which means it's hard not to notice the drastic changes to Kylie's appearance in the more than 10 years since the show first aired in 2007. While fans have speculated about Kylie having undergone everything from lip filler to a Brazilian butt lift, it's hard to separate fact from fiction when it comes to her ever-changing aesthetic. But after years of denying she'd had lip filler, the star eventually came clean about that particular cosmetic touch-up. During a 2015 episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, Kylie admitted, "I have temporary lip fillers, it's just an insecurity of mine and it's what I wanted to do." But it's a little bit sad when you look at why she got it done. She said, "I was 15 and I was insecure about my lips. I have really small lips. And it was like one of my first kisses and a guy was like, 'I didn't think you would be a good kisser because you have such small lips.'" She also admitted that she definitely made her lips a little too big at one point before her sisters pointed it out and said, "Kylie, you need to chill." They were definitely right to let her know when it was becoming too much. Since becoming a household name as a glamour model back in the 90s, Katie Price's brand has become synonymous with plastic surgery. As the 44-year-old status has risen over the last 2 decades, so has the number of times she's gone under the knife, leaving her now completely unrecognizable from her former self. But Katie has always been honest about the work she's had done, like the fact that she's had a whopping 12 boob jobs over the last 25 years, and she got the first one when she was just 18. But a trip to Turkey for one of the procedures resulted in a botched boob job. She's also had veneers done, and in June of last year, Katie endured one of her most ambitious rounds of surgery yet, as she underwent another facelift on the same day. She also treated herself to liposuction and fat injections to her rear end. The TV personality is also a big fan of Botox and has underwent an eye and brow lift that left her face with a sharp, tight look. Plastic surgery is totally synonymous with this brand, and although Katie has said many times that she has no plans to stop going under the knife, just by looking at old pictures, it's easy to see that she looked a lot better before. Donatella Versace is a fashion icon who has been in the public eye for decades and has undergone a striking transformation over the years. The skin on her face appears to be very tight and smooth with few wrinkles, probably from a couple of facelifts. Also, her cheeks have gotten a lot fuller, which are probably the result of cheek implants or dermal fillers. But the problem is, a lot of the work she gets is not balanced. So when you get a lot of filler in your lips that make her mouth really big, well, when you don't get enough filler to your cheeks, her mouth looks like completely disproportionate. Another thing, the face and the body don't match. All of her skin is leathery and saggy, and she looks scrawny rather than slim. Also, her boob job doesn't match with her body size. Famed comedian Joan Rivers was famous for constantly changing her face, but it wasn't until after she passed away that it was revealed just how many plastic surgery procedures she underwent. Her daughter Melissa penned a memoir about Joan's life, where she revealed that Joan had a staggering 348 cosmetic operations over her lifetime, and she was just never happy with the way she looked, which fed into her sense of being less than. We're talking the first surgery was believed to have been an eye lift at the age of 32, so not super young, but still. Which this was the same age when she rose to fame on The Tonight Show starring Johnny Carson. In the nearly 50 years since then, she had, among a lot of other things, at least 2 facelifts, 1 nose job, and so much Botox that her plastic surgeon told her to stop. Liam Payne debuted a starkly slimmed down face on the red carpet last year, which didn't go unnoticed by fans or cosmetic surgery experts. He didn't look bad before, but his face, instead of looking soft and a little bit chubby, looked modelish and rugged, according to celebrity plastic surgeon Dr. Ramtin Kassir, who's worked on the likes of Melissa Gorga and Lily Pons. Florida-based plastic surgeon Dr. Thomas Su added that he definitely had a more masculine look, with sharper chiseled facial features compared to how he looked previously. Pamela Weinberger, founding injector at Plum Cosmetics, agreed, saying his new look is definitely sharper than it was in the past and has a bit of a wow factor. So the experts that were just quoted, who have decades of experience combined but have not worked on him personally, agree that he might have turned to fillers, or the celebrity favorite, the getting rid of that fat in your cheek, to achieve his sharp features. One expert said that he might have opted for jawline filler, lip filler, chin filler, and regular maintenance Botox, which is a lot. Whereas Sue pointed out that it might have been chin and jawline lipo, which could achieve the sharper jawline. Getting rid of the fat in your cheeks is not reversible, and while a lot of experts agreed that there are alternatives that could be attempted to return the facial structure back to its natural look, it's not a guarantee. While Liam himself has not confirmed what he's had done, if anything at all, folks on social media appear upset that he no longer looks the same. One person said, "OMG, what happened to Liam?" And this was under an Instagram post, and another fan tweeted, "The fat removal makes me so uncomfortable, I don't know that man." Daryl Hannah has maintained that she's never had anything enhanced surgically, but the public has often compared her to one of the Muppets because of her full lips and cheeks. Top surgeons also spoke with Hollywood Life and explained the potential surgeries that the Splash actress received to achieve her current look. One expert, Dr. Richard Fleming, shared that Hannah had so much work done. We're talking fillers, nose jobs. Her face looks much rounder. Everything about her face used to be much thinner. Cheeks, jawline, nasal lines. Everything was much more pronounced. In his opinion, there's a lot more fullness and it's not a natural contour. He has no idea what they did, but there is filler material in there. Jocelyn Wildenstein marked the beginning of her surgery journey when she received an eye lift during the first year of her marriage to Alec Wildenstein. Experts said she probably has undergone a lot more lifts, plumping injections, upper and lower eyelid surgery, and cheek implants over the years, and it's not looking good. Priscilla Presley fell victim to a botched Botox surgery, but it turned out worse than normal. So a doctor claimed to have something better than Botox, but in reality, it was reportedly illegally smuggled silicone from Argentina that was administered by somebody pretending to be a doctor. And that explains her puffy face. But not the face's waxy look, which was probably caused by a combination of repeated laser treatments and, once again, Botox. Too much Botox. At one time, Mickey Rourke was arguably the most devastatingly handsome actor in Hollywood, with the bad boy good looks of a latter-day James Dean or Marlon Brando. But years of, how to put it politely, alterations have gradually left him an increasingly strange-looking proposition. One would have thought early on that his acting would always be infinitely more important to him than his looks, but it would seem that somewhere along the line his vanity got the better of him, likely a desire to keep hold of those looks that made him a pinup. Around 1990 is when his outside began to match his tumultuous inside. His facelift looked too fresh. He was having trouble moving his mouth, and his forehead, once expressive, was way too smooth, motionless, and shiny, like a balloon dipped in bronzer. He couldn't smirk. His eyes were pinched, his crow's feet were very disturbingly gone, his eyebrows were too light, and they don't move. Turns out that eye jobs, for the first year at least, make any recipient's eyes appear smaller, and they lose any roundness below during that surgical elimination of under-eye bags. Well, Mickey's eyes lost their ability to transmit emotion. In 1997, his upper lip was freakishly swollen, his nose puffy and flat, and one cheekbone protruded like a purple walnut, probably from a combination of boxing and bad surgeries. Like a bad portrait tattoo of himself, he was only recognizable when you squint. But it was around 1998 when his appearance took a really weird turn. This is around the time his career had taken a dive, following a series of dud roles, some poor career decisions, and a wild reputation. So during this low ebb, when he considered himself an has-been, he appeared out and about with swollen-looking lips, his skin looked kinda icky, Now, he did say it was boxing damage that required it, but when his career began its turnaround with films like Buffalo 66, Animal Factory, and this was around 2002, his appearance had changed a lot. But recent years, though his battered appearance suited his Oscar-nominated turn in The Wrestler to a T, have seen his visage looking stranger and stranger.
Now starting off, we have Madonna. The pop queen Madonna has never avoided trying out different looks, but when she hit the stage to present an award at the 2023 Grammys, she was unrecognizable to even her most devoted fans. Now she probably had several dermal filler injections, which involve injecting gel-like materials beneath the skin, which is why she has changed. Now her use of face fillers produced an inflated appearance that diminished her recognizable characteristics. Now plastic surgeons weighed in on her appearance, saying that her cheeks have changed significantly, becoming inflated and much fuller. She's lost her signature dimples, also related to using fillers. Her eyebrows were lifted recently, citing her unusually high forehead and above average eyebrows as proof. Now her changing appearance alarmed fans, who pointed out her strange curves and expressionless face. Even for someone as powerful as Madonna, her story warns about the dangers of overdoing cosmetic procedures. Next is Nicole Kidman. Nicole Kidman, renowned for her grace and elegance, faced criticism for her altered appearance, which some suspected resulted from facial fillers. Now her followers' criticisms of her fixed gaze and lack of face mobility overshadowed her natural beauty. Now despite her expertise and success in Hollywood, Nicole's journey into cosmetic surgeries sparked debate about the difficulties of aging in the entertainment industry. When comparing Nicole Kidman's pre- and post-plastic surgery photographs, some people believe the actress got a facelift to tighten her skin and minimize wrinkles. Now there have also been rumors that she may have received Botox injections to lessen wrinkles and fine lines. While critics and fans have speculated that she may have undergone several filler procedures, Nicole has never responded to or denied these allegations. Then we have Blac Chyna. Blac Chyna seems to have reduced every single cosmetic surgery she's had done on her body. She removed all her facial filler, as well as went through a breast and butt reduction procedure. Now she's also changed her name back to Angela White. Now the 34-year-old used to be known for her exaggerated look, but now she's made some big changes. She spoke to Access Hollywood and opened up about the many procedures she's had over the years and her journey in getting them reversed. She said, "This is my 5th boob job. I've had liposuction 3 times, I've had fillers, I had butt augmentation," and she explained that she underwent an 8-hour operation to get rid of a 2-liter Coke bottle worth of silicone in her bum. Now that removal resulted in her losing 10 pounds. Now she explained that she was most worried about that particular procedure because she got the work done when she was just 19, but it wasn't performed by a licensed doctor. She said, "This is a regular person that's doing it, so they're getting whatever substance that they're doing and giving it to you. They're not telling you, hey, you could possibly die. My rear would get super inflamed and it would get very hard and very hot, and it was very scary." When speaking about her transformation, she said she got tired of having the surgery look because she feels that it's no longer flattering and that it totally changed her face. She said, "I don't know why I even did the fillers. I did it because everyone was doing it. Let this be a lesson. I did it when I was so young. I didn't even give my body time to fully develop." While Chyna says that she's become a born-again Christian. Now moving on to Simon Cowell. In 2022, Simon Cowell told The Sun, "There was a stage where I might have gone a bit too far with fillers. I saw a picture of me from before the other day and I didn't recognize it was me first of all. Eric, my son, was in hysterics. Enough was enough. There's no filler in my face at all now. 0. But then shortly after this interview, he was unrecognizable again because he got fillers. Again. Now fans have pointed it out and now experts are weighing in. Renowned celebrity plastic surgeon Dr. Ratman Kassir, who has not worked on the X Factor judge, suspects that his tight and swollen face is due to a combination of fillers and some kind of lift. He just looks like he has way too much volume in his face, which is usually way too much filler in his face," he said. "Just block the normal drainage and you get really full face and tight face, as if you stuck a needle in it, it would pop." Kassir points out that he also believes telltale signs that Cowell has indeed gone under the knife are the positions of his eyebrows, cheeks, jawline, and neck. The celebrity looks nothing like he did at the beginning of his judging career, and he looks like a completely different person. On to Kristen Davis. In 2023, Kristen Davis told The Telegraph, "I have done fillers and it's been good. I've done fillers and it's been bad. I've had to get them dissolved and I've been ridiculed relentlessly, and I have shed tears about it." Now, in 2021, the "And Just Like That" actress dissolved her cosmetic fillers after facing endless criticism online for using fillers and Botox. "It's hard to be confronted with your younger self at all times," she told the UK's The Telegraph last June. "It's a challenge to remember that you don't have to look like that. The internet wants you to, but they also don't want you to. They're very conflicted." Now, she wanted to explain that rather than blaming the surgeons, people blamed her for the filters not looking good. "People personally blame us when it goes wrong," she said, adding, "No one told me it didn't look good for the longest time, but luckily I do have good friends who did say something eventually." Now we have Kylie Jenner. Now back in 2015, Kylie Jenner was accused of getting lip fillers. Now her and her family always denied it, and she even once tweeted in a since deleted tweet, "These plastic surgery rumors hurt my feelings, to be honest, and are kinda insulting." Then after denying it for months, she finally came clean and acknowledged that she had fillers. She said, "I have temporary lip fillers, it's just an insecurity of mine." Now she revealed in a September 2017 episode of Life of Kylie that she decided to modify her appearance after a former boyfriend told her, "I didn't think you'd be a good kisser because you have such small lips." Now this was the first time a member of this family confessed to having some sort of plastic surgery, and the internet went wild. Then in July 2018, a fan commented on Kylie's Instagram that she looks like the old Kylie. Kylie then replied, "I got rid of all my filler," but however, in October 2018, Kylie confirmed via Instagram that she resumed getting lip fillers. Now recently, people have been calling out Kylie's looks. At the beginning of January this year, she looked unrecognizable. Now the comments came pouring in, with one person saying, "What did Kylie Jenner do to her face? I just read she's only 26, but she looks old as hell here." Now she looks nothing like her old self anymore. Then there's Yolanda Hadid. Yolanda Hadid is a model, so of course she had some filler and Botox. Now things went too far with her though, and in a 2019 Instagram post she said, "55 and smiling from the inside out, finally back to the original 1964. Living in a body free of breast implants, fillers, Botox extensions, and all the BS I thought I needed in order to keep up with what society conditioned me to believe what a sexy woman should be like, until the toxicity of it all almost killed me. It took me many years of undoing some bad choices I made for myself before I finally found the freedom to sustainable internal beauty and acceptance of what is the best version of myself by nobody's standards but my own," she said. Now she had breast implants but had them removed in 2015 after doctors discovered one implant had ruptured and was leaking silicone into her chest cavity, which she says was aggravating her Lyme disease symptoms. Now let's talk about Dana Delaney. Actress Dana Delaney got Botox and it did not go to plan. She said, 7 years ago, I'd never heard of Botox. My dermatologist was saying you should try it. He injected my forehead, hit a nerve, and created a huge hematoma. Now the nerve has been dead ever since. It affected the muscle in my right eye, so my eye has started to droop a little bit," she said. Now the experience left her wary of plastic surgery, which makes sense, and she's impressed by women in Hollywood who shun it. "I wouldn't do it, no. My hat's off to Jamie Lee Curtis. She's so smart. She doesn't dye her hair or anything. And Meryl Streep still looks like herself. Diane Keaton too. I think the really great actresses don't worry about that kind of thing," she said. Now it's safe to say she won't be trying Botox or any other kind of plastic surgery anytime soon. Up next is Melanie Griffith. Melanie Griffith admitted to having plastic surgery, but after she was criticized, she apparently had the procedure reversed. Now Melanie had discussed the downside of experimenting with cosmetic surgery in recent years by saying she didn't know how addicted she had become to plastic surgery until people started saying, "Oh my god, what has she done?" Now in 2017, she admitted, "I had surgery 20 years ago, then about 7 years ago I started doing injections. I think I must have been allergic to it. I went to a different doctor and he started dissolving loving all the that this other woman doctor had put in. Hopefully, I look more normal now. Now, some people think she still had other procedures because she does not look like herself, but it seems like she won't be coming clean about that anytime soon. And finally, we have Lil' Kim. Sources close to Lil' Kim say that she spent over $19,000 to bleach her skin, get a nose job, and alter her cheekbones. Now, in an interview in 2005, Lil' Kim admitted to getting several nose jobs done, and back in the day, Kim was one of the first hip-hop artists to undergo plastic surgery. It was widely speculated that she had undergone breast augmentation, chin and cheek fillers, and an eye lift. And speaking about why she wanted to alter her face in the same interview, she added, "I think I did it because I was a little too vain at the time. I was trying to be perfect, I'm a perfectionist," adding that she was a bit extensive when it came to surgery sometimes. Looking at her past photos, there is definitely a huge difference between her face, and she doesn't even look like her old self. Dr. Jennifer Levine, a board-certified plastic surgeon, said that it's clear that there's been some skin bleaching, and added that Kim has probably had her eyes done as well. But the biggest differences, according to Jennifer, are to her jawline. She could have had Botox injections under the jaw for a more chiseled look, she told Us Weekly. And in case it's not obvious, Kim probably had filler injected into her cheeks. Yeah, Lil' Kim looks nothing like how she did at the beginning of her career at all.